Okay, we're here with Sally, and it's Sally Forth on YouTube and her amazing rig here. Do you feel like giving us a little bit of a tour?
Sure, absolutely. This is it's a 2016 Coachman Prism, and boy, am I glad I just went through the truck wash recently because it was absolutely filthy before I got here. So 24 feet 10 inches long, and you can tow with it. I don't, but it's got a really low towing capacity, so about 3,500 pounds. All the typical stuff that you find in an RV. Not much in the way of exterior storage, unfortunately. And I will say, it looks like this big compartment back here makes it look like it's really big. But half of that is actually inside the bathroom, as you'll see when we go inside.
Okay.
And that's one of the things I really dislike about this rig, actually, the way that's set up. So, you know, I've got the generator and all of that kind of stuff that we normally do. And everything on the other side that's really all the same. Y'all want to see it, or is it?
No, we can just look at this side because you know what? People always want to see the inside.
Sure.
And one thing to note is you have auto leveling as well, so that's pretty cool.
I did that aftermarket. And actually, you know, one thing that would be kind of cool to show is the lithium system. So let's do that on the outside when we come back out.
Okay.
Because I need to get the keys out for that.
Okay.
I did the auto leveling system aftermarket.
Okay.
And that's a catch-22, guys. One issue is it's really, really nice to be able to push a button and it auto levels. The other issue is that the levelers in the rear are pretty low and I scrape a lot of stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I got to be really careful about what I'm going through, and especially out here in the desert going through washes and stuff. It's pretty easy to bottom out that way. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about adding aftermarket levelers.
Let's see what it looks like inside. Okay.
Welcome to my home.
There's the front.
And my cab is mostly storage when I'm parked.
Okay.
So everything is Tetris. You know, you've got to be in camp mode and then you've got to be in travel mode. Oh, that was the TV that turned on when I walked out a moment ago. Odd. So these are both recliners.
Oh, nice.
Well, yes and no. See, there are things to like and things to not like. They do not have footrests.
Oh, so you recline without a footrest?
Yeah, so how inconvenient is that? So here's my footrest.
Oh, that doubles as storage. Okay.
So this is all storage for Kit. That's where all his toys and his blankets and stuff are. So in order to be able to go to bed, this is living room mode, you pull the recliners all the way out, and they're electric, so they just...
Oh, I see.
Just like that.
Okay.
And then once they're out flat, then there's another electric button here for the bed to fold down over top.
Oh, okay. So this is like they call it a Murphy bed.
Exactly.
Okay, so that comes down. Oh, how cool.
Yeah, so it's a queen size walk around bed. Interestingly, that was one of the things that was really important to me when I was buying a rig just for traveling. If I had known I was going to be full time, I would have done something entirely different. And probably without a slide. But hindsight's always 20/20.
It's maybe hard to tell, but this is all on a slide.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. And so it's pretty comfortable overall, and I really like that part. Let me let you walk forward because it does get a little bit tight.
Okay.
So in the kitchen area here, we've got this L-shaped kitchen. It's a 2-burner gas stove.
Okay.
And a microwave convection. The convection oven is useless in my opinion. So I use an air fryer and an Instant Pot. That's what I do most of my cooking in. And then, just in case your viewers aren't familiar, I've got a Berkey water filter over here on the corner.
Okay.
And I use that. So I use water straight out of my tank.
But through the Berkey.
Yeah,
okay.
Fill up my Berkey. That's my drinking water. That's my cooking water. And it works out great.
In a divided sink. You don't see that a lot. Even in larger rigs, you don't see that.
Yeah. And it's not one of my favorite features, actually, because it's hard to get a big pot in and be able to manipulate it and rinse it.
Aha.
And speaking of rinsing, here's one of my favorite tips. This is how I clean my dishes. So in this bottle, I've got dish soap and water. And in this bottle, I have vinegar and water. And what's important about that is that I spend most of my time boondocking. So trying to use conventional washing methods, you go through the water pretty daggone quickly. I've rarely found any instance where this has not worked well enough to get the dishes actually clean without having to have a whole lot of water run.
That's a great tip. But for me, I have an automatic dishwasher in my unit. It has 4 legs and fur, but it's an automatic dishwasher.
And its name is Dottie.
Its name is Dottie. But you have that's not a really small. Can I get it?
It's on that side.
It's on that side. I want to see the inside because it looks.
I'm running out of food. Oh wait, there's pizza because we had pizza for lunch today.
We went and got pizza.
And then there's
a freezer.
Yeah, there's a freezer.
That's a very good size.
Yeah, but again, think about this. These are the things the manufacturers don't think about. This pull-down shelf, especially for somebody short. I mean, for me, it's actually hard to get in here.
Oh, sure. I see.
Whereas if it opened to the side, I'd be able to reach in 1.5 feet sooner.
Got it.
So, and then I'm going to have you come this way.
Okay.
And on this side, we have...
Oh, the pantry.
Pull-out pantry doors. So this is actually pantry, and then the one up above I use just for storage for miscellaneous stuff. Okay.
And then there are cabinets above your head there too as well.
And behind you as well. So this is the rest of my pantry.
Okay.
Which works out super well. This is for those of you that are trying to figure out sizes of stuff and how to be able to make things fit. This shelf came from Walmart, no construction necessary. These bins come from Walmart, and again, no construction necessary. So it's just really easy to pull out a bin and get whatever you want to. And
that's clever.
Still have stuff be contained and neat. And then this side, on this side behind you, all of this is basically my office and my drone and, all of that stuff.
Got it. Okay.
And the child safety latches are because the cabinet latches, rolling down the road, loosen up.
And they pop open. I have these on my refrigerator.
Yeah. Yeah, my refrigerator actually stays shut. So this is, I call it a fainting couch.
I get it.
From Victorian times. Yeah. It's not nearly as comfortable as it looks, which is really unfortunate. So my plan is I'm going to remove all of the upholstery here, and I'm going to just get a flat pad upholstered so that you can sit on it comfortably because, there's a hump in the middle of it. So if I have 4 people that want to play cards, you're sitting on
So you're going to turn it into a bench.
Yeah, I'm going to basically turn it into a bench.
Got it.
And then this is one of my favorite things. This is my VR headset.
Yeah, you've been talking about that, and I've been meaning to say, can I try it?
Yeah, we can check it out. We can check it out for sure. And once again, I'm going to let you walk back into the bathroom because there's not really enough room for 2 of us. And on the left is a bunch of storage.
Oh, I see.
So this is how I contain my clothes. A little messy right now. So all my folding clothes are all in bins. And then that's all I have in the way of hanging clothes. But this stays pretty organized and easy to deal with.
This is far more complicated than my Walmart t-shirts, Walmart underwear, Walmart socks. That's all I have anymore.
I understand. And then, the sink area with a reasonable amount of
And then there's medicine cabinet.
Medicine cabinet there.
And there's sort of like, we used to call those makeup mirrors.
Yeah.
Or makeup lights or whatever. Yeah. And then behind me is...
Another cabinet.
Another cabinet.
And then the storage locker, also known as a shower.
Oh, yeah, the storage locker. Let's see. Can I get it open?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. It must be hard to take a shower with all those things in there.
Yes, I usually take them out.
But it's a good-sized shower. I mean, you could be 6 feet in...
Yeah, there's a nice skylight up there that you can get your head up in. Yeah. And one of the things that was really important to me before I knew that I was going to be full-time was having a large bathroom so that there was actually room to be able to change your clothes in the bathroom with the door closed if you wanted to. Okay. Much less important to me now.
So the last thing is, how do you power? You share with me you're not a big fan of RV parks, so you like to be out like we are right now in the desert, no hookups.
That's true. So I have a full solar and lithium system, which we can take a look at.
Did that come by stock, or did you put it in yourself?
I did all of that. I actually did it last January in Quartzsite. And
yourself, or did you hire someone?
Oh, no, I wrote a check.
So who did you use?
I used Solar Bills.
Solar Bills, okay. I hear good things about Solar Bills.
Yeah, I was really pleased with the way it came out. In fact, when I took it in for them to do the work, they had every compartment and everything they could find ripped apart, trying to figure out where to stuff the equipment. So this was all one piece. So this is the part that's inside the house, actually.
Okay, all right.
And then in here, There was one shelf, I think. No, there wasn't even a shelf inside of here. It was just one open cabinet. And so they stuffed all the equipment down here, and then they built this shelf.
Okay.
And managed to stuff all of my stuff back in it. So that was really good. So I've got a Victron 3000 watt multi-plus inverter. I have an MPPT 150 solar controller down in there.
Oh, it's kind of hidden in the back a little bit. And then three Lion Energy batteries.
Yeah. So it's 315 amp hours.
315 amp hours. And where's your solar?
I got 430 watts up on the roof.
Okay.
And then take a look at this. I love the way that things kind of fit together closely sometimes. I'm going to hop back up real quick. So if you can see this red edge right here.
Yes.
This is my portable 300 watt solar panel.
Oh, 300 watts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I bought this one in particular because it is so small and tidy. And I had a place to be able to put it.
Beautiful. So, for those people that don't know, because all this power, what is it that you do with all this power?
Well, I do most of my cooking with an air fryer and an Instant Pot. Mm-hmm. And originally we were only going to do a 2,000 watt inverter, which I'm really glad we went with the 3,000. That was a space issue more than a...
And so an inverter is a device that takes the DC power from the battery, changes it into AC power. Correct. So you can plug appliances in.
Into
that's what we're
regular
talking.
Household outlet.
Right.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand, I've got my RV, it's got plugs. I go and park in the desert and I plug stuff in and it doesn't work. Nothing. You have to have these components to make things work unless you're plugged into an RV park.
And it's a fairly complicated system by most people's standards, and that's part of the reason I chose to have it done professionally, because I didn't want to try and piece it together myself. In fact, I'd worked on it for about 6 months trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. So when I went into Solar Bills, I had a pretty good idea of what I wanted. We tweaked a few things and figured out how to make it happen.
So one of the things I was always curious about, how long did they have to keep your rig?
1 day.
No kidding. They did it in one day.
All in 1 day.
Because I was thinking, people going and do that, do they keep it for a week and do you have to stay in a hotel?
No, super simple. And in fact, at least when I did it last year, they said, if you want to come and park here the night before, you're welcome to do that and stay in your rig. And then they just throw as many people as they need to on every job to be able to get that job done on the day that they said they would.
And you've been very satisfied with the results. And it's been how long you've had it?
A little over a year.
Well, I'll put a link in the description for Solar Bills and give them a shout out for sure.
Definitely. I've been really happy.
So my rig, I did mine myself. I'm an expert by virtue of the friends that I have that I buy pizza for and give them cold drinks in praise. And they taught me how to do it and did my solar. I've got 400 amp hours and I've got close to 1,000 watts of solar panels.
Yeah, we couldn't cram any more batteries in. Mm-hmm. And in fact, the only thing that used to be in there that's not anymore is my toolbox, because this step was the original battery box.
Right. So now it's storage?
Now it's my toolbox.
That's great. Yeah. It's very convenient for a toolbox.
It's actually more convenient having it there because I can awkwardly access it from inside with the door closed.
Okay. Well, we're going to go back in and we're going to talk a little bit more about Sally and what... We're going to talk a little bit more about Sally and her life and how she got to be in this lifestyle. So after we've seen your really cool rig and everything about it, it's really exciting. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful way to travel. We want to know more about you and who you are and how you got into this lifestyle. And at some point, everyone's going to want to know who that character is sitting next to you.
That character?
That character.
We'll talk about him in a minute.
Okay.
So my name's Sally. I've been a serial entrepreneur all my life, and I love RV travel. So I started traveling by myself about 8 years ago now in a travel trailer with a pickup truck, and absolutely loved it. But one of the things, there were several reasons that I was interested in maybe making a transition to a different rig. And one of the first ones was eventually just the very act of hitching and unhitching was going to become difficult as I got older. Mm-hmm. The second one was that I wanted to be able to experience more places, people, and things where I'd see a sign for something, and when I'm driving the truck and hauling the trailer, I'd think, wonder if I can park. Wonder if I can turn around. And because I was still working full time, actually I had 3 different businesses that I owned at the time, I couldn't really afford a 100-mile detour if it didn't work out. If I took an exit that wasn't going to be working. So I would just pass by a lot of stuff, and that didn't make me real happy. And then the third thing was that I wanted to, and I didn't have any experience with it, but I thought I wanted to be able to boondock on public land by myself and feel comfortable. And one of my issues with the travel trailer, which I dearly loved, but if I was in the trailer and there was something going on outside that made me feel uncomfortable, I'd have to go out into that in order to be able to get away, which didn't make really good sense to me. So I started looking, just kind of idly thinking about getting a different rig, and I came across this one much more quickly than I really expected to, so I made the jump. And 2 months after I got this rig, I thought, all right, well, I really want to travel more, so let's go out for about 5 or 6 weeks and see if I can figure out how to be able to work from the road effectively, too. And the truth is, I really never went back after that. I just became full-time.
Really? How long ago was that?
That was October of 21. I headed out, well, actually, where I was heading initially was to meet a friend of ours, mutual friend Deborah, for a meetup that she was doing out in New Mexico, and I just kept traveling after that, and basically never went back.
So our mutual friend is Deborah Dickinson.
Right.
She has a big YouTube channel, but you also have a YouTube channel as well.
That's true.
Sally Forth, right?
Correct.
And that's, for those of you that don't know, that's a call out to the old Sally Forth comic strip. It's Forth, right?
Yeah.
Sally Forth.
And then the other meaning of Sally Forth is actually a military term. And the meaning is to move forward briskly, parenthetically, into the unknown, which I think is awesome.
And exactly how would you know about military things?
Well, I have had family that's military.
Yeah.
And I'm reasonably well read. So, so there's a lot of information out there. But I really like the kind of double entendre between the comic strip character, who was a little bit of a glass ceiling breaker, a little bit of an adventurer, and then the military connotation for adventure.
Yeah, I really like it. It's like, as soon as I heard Sally Forth, I'm like, I know that. And for some reason, I thought Sally Forth was a military person, but Sally Forth wasn't.
Right.
She was a housewife.
Yeah, who went to work.
Who went to work,
like
right?
Late 70s, when that wasn't a real common thing yet.
Yeah, sort of the Mary Tyler Moore of comics.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good analogy.
And so since October of 2021, that's real close to me. I hit the road December 1st, 2021. So right around the same time. Yeah. And I just missed Deborah's meetup because I was retiring a month later. But I went to the second one.
As did I.
Yeah. So I'm curious more about what made you decide to even try the lifestyle.
Well, I've always liked camping, and I don't usually talk about my ex much, but when we moved to California in 1990, we had a bunch of friends that wanted to go camping, and so we did. And we tried out a couple of different rigs. The reality was that I liked it a whole lot better than he did. And especially toward the end of our relationship, we'd make plans for trips, and then he'd just cancel them. So when I was living by myself, I thought about it for about 3 years before I bought the trailer. And, one question was, would I really use it? What would it be like to travel by myself? Would I be able to find people of like mind that I wanted to hang out with, and so forth? And at that time, I bought a Lance trailer. Lance Manufacturing out of Lancaster, California, which was real close to my home base at that point. And they have a Lance Owners Group of America, and I finally, after, 5 or 6 months, steeled myself to go to one of their rallies. Met a whole bunch of friends. And we're still really close friends. In fact, we were together in just outside of Phoenix just a couple of weeks ago. And I get to still be part of the group, even though I'm now, in their vernacular, an SOB. That's some other brand.
Some other brand. Okay, gotcha.
Some other brand. And it's funny because
that's funny.
A lot of the core group has actually been doing the same thing. We've had probably half a dozen people that have switched from Lance trailers to motorhomes, Class Cs, Class As, whatever. But we're all still really good friends. So I started doing that, and the more I did it, the more I liked it. And it was really nice to have the support of people that I could talk to about the trailer if I felt like I had questions or whatever. So that was cool. And I just kept traveling more and more and doing more by myself. And I really enjoy that. I really enjoy being by myself for periods of time, you know, to go for a week and not see anybody else. And, but I also really enjoy being in groups of people, you know, as we are right now, hanging out with a bunch of folks.
I find that to be really common. I'm the same way. I'm an introvert.
Yep.
And some people think an introvert means, well, you're not good with people. That's not what it means. It means that I recharge myself and I get my energy from solitude and being alone. And when I'm charged up, I want to go out there and I want to sit around the campfire and talk to people and have fun. And an extrovert's the opposite. They get their energy from being with other people.
Exactly.
And then they're okay with being alone for
short periods of time usually.
Yeah, usually. Yeah.
I find that extroverts seem to need more external stimulation than introverts do.
Right.
But it also seems to me that most of the people I run into in the nomad community are either introverts or ambiverts. They can go either way,
right,
but they'll lean more toward being introverted.
So if my viewers of this video are anything like me, they're going, would you just ask her about that dog?
Oh.
I want to know about that dog. Why aren't you asking her?
Well, because he's new to me.
Well, they're yelling at me saying, ask her about the dog. So I'm asking you, who is that little character
This
asleep?
little guy right here? Is he in frame?
Oh, yeah, he's in frame.
Okay, so this is Kit. Kit, can you sit up? Can you sit? Oh, you just want to rub the belly? Okay, we can rub the belly.
Kit.
So Kit's story is he was found on the streets in Yuma, Arizona, and taken into the Humane Society of Yuma, to the shelter, which is fortunately a no-kill shelter. They do a great job down there. I think they adopt like 300 pets a month. It's crazy how many pets they do. And I had already put in an application and had my initial interview, so I was approved to adopt. I made an appointment to go in and look at dogs, and that was on a Saturday. I went through all the buildings, and they've got 4 buildings there full of dogs. Didn't find anybody that really spoke to me. So I'm walking back up front, figuring, you know, I'll come back another time. I'm not in a big rush. But I walk back up front, I'm talking to my adoption counselor again for a minute or two, and one of the workers walks up with this guy in his arms. And walked up to the person I was talking to, and after they did their business exchange, I said, so what's his story? And they told me what was going on. He was actually in quarantine. He wasn't going to be allowed to be seen by any people for 2 more days. So I made an appointment to come back 2 days later. And 2 days after that, after he got out of surgery, because of course they won't let you take an unaltered animal out because they don't want more of them.
Right.
So after his surgery, I went back and picked him up, and we've been together for about a week and a half at this point. And
right, because this is really recent, because I remember about a week and a half ago, up on my Facebook feed, a picture of you with this dog, and the caption was, "What have I done?"
I've done a good thing.
You've done a good thing, but it does change.
Oh yeah,
the way you live on the road.
Definitely.
I could tell you all about that with Dottie, but it's in a really, really, really good way.
Yeah. No, he has been absolutely awesome, and I got super, super lucky. Fully housebroken, sleeps through the night, doesn't chew or destroy anything. Really smart. You know, who could ask for anything more?
All right. Well, it's been great seeing your rig and talking to you, and I want to remind everybody to just go out there and find Sally Forth on YouTube and subscribe to her. We're at similar stages in trying to grow our YouTube channels, and we can always use all the help we can get. Remember, it costs you nothing to subscribe, and it'll help her immensely. And if you're not subscribed to me, it wouldn't hurt for you to subscribe to my channel too.
And I'm going to throw one last thought in there if you don't mind.
Sure.
Because I'm sure you'll do this, but if you don't want to go search for it, I'm sure Rob can put a link in the description.
Absolutely.
So you can find that easily. And even if you think you're already subscribed to Rob, double check it, because what we've been seeing is that YouTube has been unsubscribing people without any notification. And for no good reason. YouTube's doing it. People aren't doing it themselves. So double check that.
Okay. Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.